Welcome to the Merton Heritage alphabet, an A to Z of our borough's colourful past. Q in our alphabet stands for Quintin, in this instance Quintin Avenue Studios. Merton has a lengthy connection with the film industry, and you might be surprised to learn that the borough has a strong association with some of the pioneers of British film production. The earliest example is the Mitcham Studios, founded by George Cricks and Henry Sharp in 1901. Cricks was a keen amateur photographer and by 1895 was Assistant Honorary Secretary of the Leytonstone Camera Club. He was employed as a stationer by George Harrison and Co. and was the natural choice to manage their new photographic department. Here he made the momentous transition to film work, making his first films in the late 1890s using a Moy camera on the roof of the premises in Camden Town. He subsequently joined the staff of pioneer filmmaker R.W. Paul in 1900, and by 1904 was manager of Paul's successful animatograph works in Holborn. It was during this time that he met a number of fellow film enthusiasts, including his future business partner J.H. Martin. In 1901, Cricks founded the Mitcham Film Studios with Henry Sharp. Located on London Road, Mitcham, to the south of Cricket Green, this was not far from the site of the modern Barron Grove Flats. The premises included 2 outdoor stages, film labs and office space. All the Cricks and Sharp and subsequent Cricks and Martin films were silent. One of their first productions was genuine footage showing the funeral train of Queen Victoria passing through Mitcham Station, draped in the mourning colours of purple and black. Producing up to 3 films per week, the business was an instant success. Henry Sharp was replaced by J.H. Martin in 1908, and a new partnership developed a mighty reputation for trick shorts, comedies and newsreels about British industry. They also produced a number of short educational films. Cricks was a skilled cameraman specialising in close-ups and elaborate chase scenes, involving everything from balloon flights to early aeroplanes and cameras hidden in cars to get more exciting footage. In addition to their studio, the firm also had offices at Ravensbury Lodge and did most of their filming in the Mitcham area. This is a still from their melodrama For Baby's Sake, filmed locally in 1908. As much of the film work was done outdoors, plots had to be hurriedly rewritten if the weather changed. This is a quote from a British Film Institute history of cinema to highlight the importance of the firm. To the early cinema-going public, the name of Cricks and Martin and their Lion's Head trademark were as familiar as the name of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer and the MGM Lion would be to later generations. Cricks and Martin did a variety of pioneering film work. In 1911, Cricks made the first feature-length movie in Britain using over 1,000 feet of film for The Mighty Atom, a military drama about an army drummer boy. The Pirates of 1920, actually filmed in 1911, was highly innovative in its use of different forms of transport as part of dramatic chase scenes. And in 1913, Cricks and Martin produced the first British detective series featuring the amazing adventures of Paul Sleuth. The still shown here is from 1913, a film called The Fairy Bottle, directed by Derek Aylott, which was a British version of the Aladdin story, featuring an Irishman, Pat Murphy, who was given a magic bottle by a fairy with disastrous results. Soon after the formation of the new partnership, the firm transferred to new studios in Whaddon Road, Croydon, as the existing premises were too small. However, artistic differences brought the partnership to an end in 1913. Martin was happy to continue with trick and comedy shorts, but Crick wanted to diversify into more serious crime series and feature films. In 1913, John Howard Martin opted to go his own way and founded a new studio on a half-acre site in Quintin Avenue, Merton Park. His new premises held 2 stages and a film processing plant. After 10 years working with R.W. Paul and a further 5 years with Cricks, Martin was a skillful filmmaker, specialising in trick shorts. By now, he could boast the largest film production studio in Britain, employing 15 staff, including cameraman Theodore Thumwood and producers A.E. Colby and Derek Aylott. Local people were often hired as extras for the films, earning 2 shillings and sixpence per day, whilst regular actors received £1 per day. Martin's pioneering workforce was skilled in the new and delicate art of film tinting. It was difficult then to produce accurately coloured negatives, so a recognised code of coloured tints was used for important frames. For example, blues were used for farewells and scenes of anguish, whilst warm pinks tinted sunsets and happier subject matter. This is an example of a Martin movie, A Curate's Dilemma, or The Story of an Anthill, originally released in 1906. A young curate takes a group of girls for a trip in the country where they play games such as blind man's buff and skipping. Tired by his exercises, the curate goes for a nap under a shady tree. A tramp is dozing in the same spot but gets up and shakes himself when he finds he's been sitting on an ant's nest. The curate is also bothered by the insects. Abandoning his rest, he rejoins the girls for the rail journey home. Unfortunately, ants have crawled into his trousers, causing him much discomfort. Unable to bear the itching, the curate hides in an empty carriage where he discreetly removes his trousers and shakes them out of the window. To his horror, the clothing slips from his grasp and falls onto the track. Struggling to hide his legs with his coattails, the embarrassed curate is forced to endure the giggles of his young female companions. Martin specialised in trick shorts and comedies, but during the First World War he also produced sweetheart films, romantic productions and propaganda pieces to boost public morale. This is an example called War's Grim Reality. His studio output dwindled by 1916 and filming ceased in 1917, although his company continued to process film until World War II. In 1996, Merton managed to secure a Cinema 100 plaque to mark the site of Quintin Avenue Studios, which was then the production works of a company called Agate Products, specialising in using minerals to produce a variety of different items. Sadly, in recent years, this plaque has disappeared when the site was redeveloped and replaced by flats. You might also be interested to find out more in one of our later films about Merton Park Film Studios, which stood not far from this site, just round the corner on Kingston Road in Merton Park. If you would like to know more about Merton's history, visit our Merton Memories website at www.merton.gov.uk/memories. You can also find more information at Merton Heritage and Local Studies Centre, which is located on the second floor of Morden Library.